Yeah, kid. Yes. Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes though. She like, ooh la la, they go, ooh la la, she like, ooh la la, they go, ooh la la, okay, ooh la la, she like, ooh la la, they go, ooh la la, she like, ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, don't be shy. Come on in. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and smash that notification bell before you exit and hit stage left. So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos when I go live. And if it's not your first time, you already know how I do. And you know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game, people. We in the end game because it's the end of the year. Like, you know what I mean? Show's over. Stores packing up, you know what I mean? Bars closing. And soon, 2022 will be out of here. Like, do you ever think about when you out of here? Your record deal, video, all that shit out of here. Your rap career out of here. And, because it's the end of the year, people, they succumb to the, I was about to say illusion, but not illusion, because it's for some people, belief. Well, with the Christmas and the hoopla and, spend money, and you know what I mean? You jingling, baby. And, then the New Year's closing out, so people have, or, start to throw out their new resolutions and new sales and new agendas and new paths and, journeys of life. You know what I mean? That part. And, I'll succumb to that. Years pass, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to, get better. Say on this, this day or this day forward, I'm going to, start trying to live this way, start trying to do this, start trying to get better. But also, on the flip side of that, unfortunately, because it's the holidays and it's Christmas time, like, it's Christmas time, like the dude said from Def Jam. My father was a Muslim, my mom was a Christian, and so, always was a conflict when this time came around on should we be celebrating or should we not be celebrating. And, he made a joke of it, like, you know what I mean? It's Christmas time, and the grandma in the back, like, what you mean he can't have Christmas? It's Christmas time, and for a lot of people, it is Christmas time. And for me, looking on the outside now, for years I haven't celebrated. If you rock with the channel, you know what I mean, and you familiar with Popovich TV, hit the subscribe button. If you still here, hit the like button. Then I don't celebrate. I've been off that wave, you know what I mean, celebrating Santa and the white man coming down the chimney and ho 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 and all that other bubblegum shit. Maybe Hanukkah. If you black, you African American, or however you view yourself. Oh, but you black. If you into that type of vibe, then salute too. But when I'm speaking of the holidays, I'm speaking of, in the outside world, people feel the pressure to give, to provide for their family at this time, to make them, feel special and feel given and is loving. And there's also a lot of foul shit that goes on in the back office around these times. For whatever reason, on the outside, it's almost like it's an illusion. And even though I wanted to use that word for the celebration of it, that was the wrong word. But in this case, illusion is the best word. Because on the outside, everything is look good and people is the most nicest. They giving to the homeless. They opening doors. They helping the old ladies. You know, they doing shit like this. This, you know, everybody's nice now. And that's why, what's the character in the Christmas Shading, not Scrooge McDuck. That's from DuckTales. Scrooge though, you know what I mean? I guess that is the same shit. He the only one that, you know, like, bah humbug, like, so he always was looked at with the side eye, like, you know what I mean? Why are you not in the Christmas spirits and this and that? But on the, like I said, on the flip side, people is robbing, people is stealing, people is hungry, people out here starving. Like, yeah, a lot of people is not doing good. You know what I mean? Although that may be, you know, what they putting out there and what's on social media, etc. A lot of people is hurting. You know what I mean? Everybody's not doing right. You know what I mean? Like, they're not. And this is the time where if you're not doing right, you see the cult drives, you see the toy drives, you see people trying to give back and, you know, New Yorker of the week or the month or whatever, and I mean on News One and shit. And you see people doing little different things that's nice. But again, under that, it's a lot of foul shit that people be doing, excuses and not making good on their word, or this happened, or car broke down, and this, and it's just always an excuse to, around this time, to not pay, you know, a person that they may be dealing with, or that's how you know what I mean? It's always something else first. Then you want a back burner. And so, you know, obviously I've taken notice to it. And you know what I mean? But and also at this time while everybody's celebrating Christmas and, you know, when they're in that type of spirits, I got a lot of Capricorns in my family. Like, you know what I mean? If you fuck with the channel, you know, cheers to y'all. We doing what we do. You know what I mean? We sipping right. You know what I mean? Celebrate to everybody that's Capricorn. Shout outs to everybody that's celebrating the birthday. My mom's a Capricorn. My aunt a Capricorn. My uncle a Capricorn. My cousin a Capricorn. My cousin, my brother, my other sister. Like, you know what I mean? Sisters, Diamond, shout outs, all the Capricorns. You know what I mean? I fucks with y'all, salute y'all. So that's what we're going to be doing all this weekend. We're going to be celebrating anybody that's celebrating their birthday. You know what I mean? Like, so my mom's is Tuesday. My brother's is, you know what I mean? Like, shout outs to Marie. Shout outs to Bubba. Shout outs to Cole, my aunt Cole. Shout outs to Dwayne. Shout outs to all of y'all. Y'all know how we do. You know what I mean? It should be there. Yeah, shout outs to all the people celebrating their birthday. It's 12 o'clock. Party tonight, still got a shot for the, you know what I mean? We might not be together this year, but I'm gonna FaceTime y'all like I told y'all. I call her, you better call me, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody celebrating the birthday, like, wake up, you're feeling good on your birthday. Stretch, wake and bake, it's early. Go to the dresser, turn the music up. Lay out the clothes, doing whatever. One day a year, you feel invincible. And that's how you live when you celebrate. What they say? Happy B-Day though. It should be day though. Bring us to the section that we pay for. Ice in the bucket, keep my drink cold. Sparkles on the way. Tell the DJ it should be day. It should be day. You know, black people late for everything. Shout out to my nigga Famous. That's who on the track. Shout out to my nigga Bombs. His birthday, you know what I mean? So shout out to Lucky, her birthday. Tomorrow, Christmas Eve, that's my sister. Shout out to Bombs, he on Christmas. Shout out to my aunt, she on Christmas. Shout outs to Dwayne, he on Christmas. Shout outs to Bubba, he on Christmas. You know what I mean? Shout outs to motherfucking my mom's on the 27th. You know what I mean? Yeah, kid, that feeling. And shout outs to my bro, January. Shout outs to my cousin Marie. New Year's, we gonna turn up. And shout outs to all the motherfucking Capricorns. You know what I mean? So while people be on the Christmas spirit and all that, you know, I be celebrating life with my family and your loved ones. You never know when you're going to be out of here. So any, you know, time that you can remember and the world don't distract you and you don't get caught up in your own wave, reach out to those who you love. Send them a text. Is really no excuse at this point in time. You know what I mean? Even for those that's locked up, you know what I mean? All you got to do is send them a quick Gmail. Yeah, they can get Gmails, so it's really no excuse. And when people make excuses, you know that they could do better. They just don't want to. And hopefully, you know, we all remember each other more, you know, as much as we can. As life is short and Just like that, you're out of here in the blink of an eye. So I just think that's interesting. And we in the end game for that. It's the end of the year. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. But y'all know what we're going to talk about. You know what it is, and you know what it sounds like. Let's talk about this Tory Lane shit. Like, let's talk about we in the end game because what he said? He said, knew it was litty when bitches start lying on my dick. Lying their pussy like I hit. Can't even be a side bitch. I'm hitting 9s, 10s, and you ain't even looking like you were 5. Bro, bitches try to do it for Twitter. They used to do it for Vibe. I'm the man of the hour. I'm the man getting airtime. The Rolls Royce Wraith have your bitch up in the stars like she in the airline. Niggas talk about my hairline. Y'all know what it is. And that's one of the fire verses on that Liddy Again with Meek Mills. That's one of my songs, yeah. I be in the gym on the treadmill like this. I'm hitting 9s and 10s and you ain't even looking like you a Vibe. Yeah, you know what I mean? His day has come, and do you ever think about when you out of here, all the shit you was rapping about and your lifestyles and how you was living, that shit is taken away and you out of here. So, you know, the verdict came down today, a couple hours ago, whatever. A lot of people was talking about it, you know what I mean? I was out and about. It's Friday, you know what I mean? All praises due to the Most High. That's first and foremost. And now we got time. Yeah, we got time. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Verdict come out. And just for those that's not clear, you just tuning in, you're not familiar with Popovich TV, like over here we are full transparency, right? That means if you're not hiding, I can see you, and you definitely can see me, because my shit is open. Come on in, you know what I mean? Hit the subscribe button while you're here. My views was, like I said, when this shit popped on, this shit is almost 3 years now. Pandemic, I was talking to Bombs, like I said, his birthday on Christmas. We gonna turn up, have fun, you know what I mean, inshallah. I love you, brother. You know what I mean? And we was like, damn, that shit is 3 years. I'm like, yeah, like, listen, pandemic locked us down 2020 March. So when March come, that's L 3 years old. Like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? This shit's still spinning in the clip, and we still seeing, you know, what's to come. You know what I mean? Who knows? Like, oh, you know what I mean? Only heaven knows what tomorrow brings. So say your prayers. And we was like, damn, 3 years? And I remember, clear as day, working out, bar work, Harlem, you know what I mean? 135th. By Harlem Hospital, we was working out, had the radio out and shit, doing some sets. And, you know, just trying to stay active during that time. People was panicking and doing the most, you know what I mean? And, you know, news came out or whatever, so TorY shot back in, like, huh, what? Like, nah. And I was just like, nah, this story sound crazy. Like, this shit crazy, shit crazy, right? And I'm like, nah. I'm like, he's a dumb nigga. Like, you know what I mean? He's a dumb ninja. You know what I mean? Like, you bugging if it's true. If it's true, like, it's just niggas all the way bugging. Like, why would he do that? How could he do it? Whatever. Anyway, you know, gag order and songs later, home coming out, and all of a sudden you fast forward, she on Gail, best friend, not best friends, and you know what I mean? Like, just a whole lot of up the corner, down the block, round the block, here we go, like, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? And so it comes out today that he found guilty. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. All 3 charges, too. So first you say, damn, you know what I mean? If he did it, then you deserve everything you get. Do you deserve 25 years, 22 years? No, I don't think so. You know what I mean? And as a person that know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that I was right, yet to fail. I know what it's like to be up top, up north, as they say, like locked up. You know what I mean? I know what it's like a few times. And there's nothing to brag about, and it's nothing nice. You know what I mean? What's going on? There's nothing nice. Polo face out there, wow, that's my dog. It's nothing nice. So, you know, maybe I look at time difference and, you know, justice being served and is the penalty matching the crime. But still, before we get to that part, you say, all right, did you have what Gail asked her? And we covered this. Was you intimate with him? And she's like, you know, with the, you know, all the fake acting and shit, you know, and she is a performer, so maybe she, you know, she acted well, I should say. And she's like, what you mean? You know, she's begging, you know damn well, Maxim, what y'all fucking? Once you fucking him, that's all we want to know. Obviously, your business is out there now, so yeah, people want to know. And when you lie about it, then you hear that he was knocking both of y'all down. Like, you know what I mean? And rapping and like, talk to me, baby. You sophisticated little missy baby. Like, talk to me. Like, I got both of y'all, and I'm rocking with both of y'all. And player, or, you know, they just picking wrong, or however you want to view the you know, the morale and the morals of it. Like, you know what I mean? What's the moral of a story? And the moral of a story is, as far as the sexual acts and the you know, being promiscuous and all that shit, you could do what you want, and you know, and in today's age, people are doing what they want, especially women. You know what I mean? As far as sexual, they're looking at it like, yeah, it's nothing. You know what I mean? I guess this is a side note because this is my show. Seeing some shit on TikTok. It was a chick talking about the #1 rule of a baddie is to never, some crazy shit. I just couldn't believe it. And when you put the beat on, I wasn't shocked and amazed. Like, no, when you put the beat on, you will be shocked and amazed, but not the kid. When she was like, the rule #1, and I'm paraphrasing because it's stupid, of a baddie, never get played by a clown boy, right? And if you do get played by the said clown boy, then you go fuck all his friends and make them yes boys. Some dumb shit like that. So she like, after I found out he played me, like he played me, right? Then you went and called up all his friends and fucked all his friends. And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like somehow you thought that was a win. And to put this type of shit on the internet is mind boggling. I'm not shocked and amazed, but it's like, damn, I got little nieces, I got little cousins. Is this what I want them to, you know what I mean, aspire to be? Like, you know what I mean? This is all we got? And it's just like, wow. But I'm not mind blown, I'm not shocked and amazed. Back to this shit. So it's like, you lying about fucking him, he fucks you, he fucks your friend, fucks, and then to come find out you fuck some of your other friends, allegedly, you know what I mean? Maybe kind of, sort of, some of your other friends, what's her name, Kelsey, you know what I mean? You went behind her back, even brought Ben Simmons up, and, you know, the baby and all this other stuff, and then people are mad, and I spoke about this, because integrity matters. How people view you matters in a sense, you know, people, I don't care what people think about me. Yeah, we don't, to a degree, but we also do, because if, you know, whether it's true or not, if you live in a community and you're subjected to, you know, being around people who view you one way as a thief or as a, you know, a liar, or somebody that's, you know, not a sneak thief, or just somebody that's a, you know, you got a bad rap, they're going to treat you like that. You're going to be, you know, looked at in that manner. That's why when you see the Asians and all that, and, you know, in Menace to Society or the commercials, and they following you around, you know what I mean? And I've had this happen to me, and it is what it is. And I'm light skinned. Oh, but you black, like, you know what I mean? Like, help with something. And I'm like, yeah, I got money. I got money, because that's your money, son. I've had that happen to me, and you know, you shrug it off and you brug it off. But it's the stereotypes that come with whatever people think of you or how they view you and they see you. So it's like, yeah, you rocking this way, you lying, and you. There's just no accountability. Now let's get to the guilty now. You know what I mean? I would have, he's guilty, that don't make him, he was found guilty, doesn't make him guilty. Do we know for sure that he did it? I'm gonna say I can't say for sure. And this is the reason why I would have loved to come on here and say, like, oh, they found him guilty. Then they came on there on some Barack Obama. You know how he do when he talk and he laying out his talking points. He A to Z with it, like 1, 2, 3 with it, and you gonna know step by step. He's one of the few people that I've, you know, seen talk when it comes to, you know, politics and laying out plans. I said one of them. Lay it out, and you can say boom, 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 as opposed to going all around saying a whole bunch of nothing just to get to a nothing burger point. Like, you said nothing, spoke for 5 minutes, and you said nothing. I would have loved for them to come out and be like, boom, DNA, gunpowder residue, video footage, a witness saying, you know what I mean, seeing him this, that, as opposed to finding him guilty with, to my knowledge, no DNA, no gun residue, no video, And I guess they got the witness now, flipped the story, and then it's supposed to be some coercing going on, and whether he was going to give them $1 million, and you know, obviously Megan is in a good position. I don't think she need his money. It's a hush hush. Then one witness was saying they was fighting, the two girls that is. Then he jumped in while she still was bleeding. It's just wild. So it doesn't really seem like it's clean cut and dry, like, you know what I mean, like clear cut clarity with the triple C's, Rick Ross, clear cut clarity. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem cut and dry. It seemed like it probably could have been a mistrial. It probably could have been a hung jury. You know, as far as the jury being, I believe 9 women and obviously three dudes. I don't know if that plays a factor. I mean, if you got men in there, which you did, if they felt he wasn't guilty, you know, I mean, I would like to see if it was, you know, 11, you know, or however they, you know, falls in charge. But I guess it's unanimous. Like, it's a unanimous decision. Pops came out. This was trending on the internet right now. Obviously, as far as people making fun of it, people not making fun of it, that's a whole nother aspect as well when it comes to, what the fuck? Oh, it's a fish. Where this shit at? Let me see. Damn, where is this shit at? Oh, I know where to go. Shade Room. Here we go. Is it the video though? No, it's not the video. I want to get the Pops talking about this shit. No, where's this shit at?
Found guilty, I'll shave my head. I'll shave my whole head bald.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What happened?
If TorY is found
this is Young Jock. I
guilty,
guess saying if he found guilty,
I'll shave my head. I'll shave my whole head bald.
You're gonna have to shave your head.
If TorY
bald.
is,
Because he definitely found guilty.
It's cold-blooded. 2 days before Christmas.
So I guess this is
This
called.
man finna go
This
to
is
jail and do
Carl
20
Crawford
plus
speaks
years.
out following TorY Lanez's verdict. People like, what Christmas got to do with it? Like, it's Christmas time. That's what it got to do with it. And obviously that don't got shit to do with it. But a lot of people, you know, just like again with the ladies being 9 ladies on there, you know, I don't. You had men on there, so if they felt some type of way, then you know, let your voice be heard. So again, I just think a lot of people, when you read the comments, you know, some people are mixed on it. Some people are definitely like they knew he did it from the rip. Some people like, you know, he get what he get, and obviously the father came out and spoke. You know, people, you know, they're talking about the height and the hairline, and you know what I mean. Like niggas talk about my hairline and laugh about it. I be chilling them. They be making memes. We be making, know what I mean? I be making millions. Like, so you know, people gonna have what they have to say, and you can't let it, you know, get you mad. Same thing with the Kevin Samuels, or you know, however you view, you know, big polarizing public figures, because it's always going to be on one hand people saying something, and on the other hand, you know, you can judge a lot though and see, you know, where the pendulum swings. Obviously, a lot of women is on Megan's side, so I get that. It definitely always seems like it's a, you know, men against women, and it's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You can run from streets that we done took. And I'm going to just say like this. When it comes to that argument, you know, I'm not red pill, I'm not blue pill, I'm not pink pill for sure. I'm not none of that shit. I'm right is right, wrong is wrong. And I call it a spade. When I'm wrong, I'm okay with being wrong. I can accept being wrong. I don't mind, you know, being pointed out that I am wrong. And I'll just move from there. And I'm going to come out in my own way, like Raekwon and Ghost. And this is what I have a problem with. One, again, I've been to prison, you know what I mean, for shit that I did do. And although that I did shit that I've been to prison for, I ran into people who was innocent. And they was in prison too. doing the same time I was doing, being subjected to the same things I was subjected to, and it's fucked up. It really is, because they on the same yakisobe chili con corn line. They dealing with the same racist fucking crackers that's up there. They dealing with the same bullshit that the people that's in there that's guilty are dealing with, and they're innocent. Louisiana, people on the chain gang and down in these places, Mississippi or whatever. We see the singer that on what is it? The Voice, America's Got Voice or America's Got Talent. 25 fucking years gone. Can't get that back. You know what I mean? Over, obviously there's a murder, but he didn't commit the murder. He didn't do it. This not even a murder, you know what I mean? As far as, getting shot in the foot, bullet fragments, shit flying all over the place. Star Wars, you threw four, they threw four back. You know what I mean? Like, you, next week, like Uncle Murder said, that bitch was back twerking, yada, 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 yada. Like, you back twerking. So you wasn't shot up. You wasn't hurt the fuck up. You know what I mean? In that regard, so that's why I don't think 22 years, 20 years, 15 years, I don't think you should get none of that. But that's just me. I'm pointing this out to say for the people that seem a little overzealous. You know what I mean? Yeah, you want justice served. And if justice is served, then justice is served. But we know the system is fucked. We know we see people walk scot-free. We say, OJ, walk scot-free. We was happy, because you was but you was black and you was rooting for him. And we selective and we pick and choose and whatever we feel like going along with. There's really no 10-foot down shit. There's a lot of people blow with the wind and they just do, you know what I mean? Like, you won't hear them stand strong even though the mob is saying such and such. And that's why I respect people that's not yes men. I respect people that could speak their fucking mind, and not even like to be disrespectful or nothing like that, but just to, you know what I mean, not go with what everybody else is going with, because that's really spineless. It's really some fucking suck ass, you know what I mean, motherfucker. You can't stand on your own and win or lose, like whether I win or lose, like, you know what I mean, here I go again. Whether I win or lose, it's a Mobb Deep reference. Rest in peace, Prodigy. Like, you know what I mean? Whether I win or lose, I'm going to stay the same. And that's not to say to stay stuck in ignorance or that you can't grow and elevate, but it just means on certain shit, nah, I'm not budging on that. I'm going to stay 10 toes down and stand on principles. So what am I saying about that? I'm saying if he did it and he get whatever, obviously the judge is going to have to deciding factor how much time he should get. But the ladies, like, where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? For all the lying and the underhanding and the manipulation and all that shit. Should she be called to the table for that shit? Like, have a seat, like, challenge. Should she be dealt with in that regard? So, because, that could be your brother, your cousin, your son. See the video trending on, I'm not sure where is that, in Chicago? Or no, it wasn't in Chicago. I'm not sure where it's at, but it's the black chick, black dude recording her, and she laying on the bed on the phone with the police, and she like, yeah, he got a gun, he following me, you know what I mean? It's just blatantly lying. It's not the first time. He got her on camera, and it's just like, damn, you know that, you know what I mean? If you call sounding a certain way, saying certain words, saying certain things, and it's possible this man's life could be taken. And it's fucked up. But it's not nothing new, and when you put the beat on, I'm not shocked and amazed. Real quick. Mm-hmm. In the Bible, in the Quran, the story of Yusuf, one of the messengers, one of the prophets of God. You know what I mean? Peace and blessings be upon him. So he was a handsome man, wise man, you know what I mean? And he was able to interpret the dreams. You know what I mean? You telling me a dream, he could, tell you what it means and what's about to happen. You know what I mean? So long story short, the wife of the king, she wanted him. She wanted him bad. Like, she wanted him bad. She had the hots for him. She wanted, him to knock her down. And when the king wasn't around, she tried him, you know what I mean? And he broke free, and she ended up grabbing his shirt from the back Then when the king came, obviously this is the king, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sign people, you know what I mean? Sign language people know what that mean. You're dead. You know what I mean? A nigga mentioned my team, you're dead, heard what I said. Shout outs to Mook, you know what I mean? And the king is like, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? About to off you. This is my wife right here. This is the queen. You know what I mean? And then you know, Yusuf, he's an honorable man and his integrity was intact. So it just wasn't off with his head. It was like, well, let's ascertain the truth, see what's really going on, like what it's really hitting for. And then one of the wise men back then, you know, the kings and shit, they have wise men or what's considered wise men, counsel to help them in their ruling over the kingdom. It's not just one man. Ultimately, you got the final say because you're the king, like the king of Zamunda, and what you say is gonna go. But you still gonna take counsel from, you know, your defenseman or whoever it was. So one of the wise men like, all right, well, if his shirt is ripped from the front, then the wife is telling the truth because the wife is like, oh, he ordered. I mean, like, we'll be raking you, raking you, raking you, raking you. And Yusuf like, yo, you know my character. I never would do nothing like that. That's not me. She lying. You the king, but this bitch is lying. And so the wise men or the council was like, if his shirt is ripped from the front, then she telling the truth. And if his shirt is ripped from the back, he's telling the truth. And when they investigate and all that, you know what I mean? Come to find out he was telling the truth and she was lying. But her lust, she wanted him. You know what I mean? Young, handsome, fly young fella, apparently. And, you know, before they threw him in jail, or, you know, they locked him up for a while. He did 7 years, a long time, 7 years. One of the messengers of God, and it's just stories and revelations in the Bible and the Quran. You can take with it as you do what you will, but it's knowledge, it's wisdom for those with understanding. Like, well, we need knowledge, wisdom to bring forth the understanding. Murderer, culture freedom. That's a brand Nubian reference. And so the wife feeling like, damn, I'm revealed now. Like, you know what I mean? You pull my coat. You show that I was a sleazy scumbag and not worthy of being queen of Zamunda. So, you know, she called all the other ladies and shit. They having dinner, gave them, you know, knives. They cut their own butter knives and all that. And at the very moment when they was about to all, you know, I guess it's the tradition, cut into their knives, she had Yusuf come out. And when he came out, his attractiveness and his handsomeness and his glow, like when you got the glow, you feel like when you got the glow, like your body and all that, it's the time for elevation. They all was in awe of how attractive he was. That feeling when bitches is on you, when they on you, like, you know what I mean? And they all cut themselves, you know what I mean? And that was the wife, the queen, showing the other joints like, yeah, y'all laughing at this nigga's fine, like, you know what I mean? Like, mwah, mwah. And I want him because I can't have him. I try to take it from him and he resisted me. So he's in jail now. He, you know, and that's just the story. I'm bringing this up on some, you know what I mean, days of old and future past. Women been lying. Like, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But in the sexual ways and how they manipulate and do shit. And this is not nothing new. So because she got on the news media and all that, she shouldn't be held up as no hero. So that's all I like really hear in the comments is people, I hope the industry accepts her back and boo-hoo-hoo the father and all that, because he came out speaking about Jay-Z and talking about, you know, the justice system is fucked up, and it is. It's not. He ain't lying. It is. So we pick and choose when we want to, like, oh yeah, you know, when it's Breonna Taylor, it's power to the people. When it's Trayvon Martin, rest in peace, it's power to the people. When it's Sandra Bland and, you know, when there's so many others, it's power to the people. And, oh, but you fucking black. Right, I get it. But, you know, when it's cases like this, or when it seems like it's male on woman is unprotected, and you got Tamika Mallory, you got Delicious, and, you know, Kerry Hilson, all these people coming out on some women power shit. I think it drives a bigger wedge. Because again, it just shows like, yeah, we all want justice for all people. If that's how you are, you automatically want to be on the side of just. That should be off the rip. That's bare fucking minimum. So you're not a good person and you leaning, so that's off the rip. Your mother taught you right and wrong, regardless of gender. So it's disheartening. It's not shocked and amazing when you see a whole bunch of black women just not taking, like, all right, he gonna go to jail, and whether you think he should go to jail for 20 years or not, that's another case, another story, another show. But when it's like like she won the lotto, it's justice for her. Fuck all the lying and the manipulation and all, none of that shit matters. So it really shows. I'll say it's another thing, because this is something I probably got to put my little nephews and little cousins up on. And I didn't, I'm not on it like that no more. Obviously, Instagram and all this shit is a couple years old now, going back 2011, 12. We 10 years in, and we still seeing the after effects of, the initial wave and what's to come down the pipe, and TikTok and women and all the dumbness that's on the internet. It's no wonder that society is deteriorating, or the moral fabric is dropping. The bar is dropping, and the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. But a lot of women is like, yeah, for instance, let's read some of the comments, right? Let's read some. This chick, Michelle Turner. He still hasn't changed his smoke detector battery, sir. You have household things to worry about. Short joke, short joke jokes. You know what I mean? Oh, that's dumb. He should be. Why he's so concerned about this woman? My God, I'll be glad when he lose so he can shut up too. He better stop where he at. Amazing how much energy y'all are giving certain people and perspectives. You're amongst the blogs who didn't do real reporting and trafficking misinformation. That's Jamel Hill. Obviously, thank you. Change the smoke alarm. So, people got jokes about the pops. He should have thought about that before. Attention, and once again being involved in violence towards women. So, it's no accountability for the two chicks that's going at it over the same man. No code of ethics. You know what I mean? No morals, no values. I get it, you single. But you know what I mean? You fucking them first, and there's no rings involved. But you sloppy seconds and just tacky whack shit. And again, the lying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm guilty, prove that I'm guilty. I'm cool with that. Let me have my day in court, present the evidence, and and this is another thing too with the system is fucked up when we pick and choose. I was reading in the comments as far as the TorY shit. In any case, and as a person that's been through the system, I fucking know. And this is also disheartening. But this is what we pay people the big bucks for. The prosecutor's job is not to, let you off, even though they may see the case is bullshit, the evidence is bullshit, what's being presented is bullshit. Case in point, my own case. You know what I mean? Judge even telling it, like, throwing signs out there to the prosecutor, like, move on to the next. You wasting our time, like, it's just bullshit. And even though I still was like, shit, my life in the balance. I don't know which way they're gonna go. I felt somewhat, good as the days went on. Trial lasted for 4 days. They're not there to say, oh, I found some shit that the cops did. This case is legally should be thrown out. That's not their job. They're gonna still proceed, still march the wooden soldiers and try to convict you. And that's the fucked up part about the system. It's not really designed to really get the person that's innocent, not waste people money, not waste people time, to throw the bullshit case down. I was like, oh nah, we still gonna move forward, and whoever can present the best argument, whoever can, show each other up, like on some of these riveting, court drama shows and shit. That's why you like them. That's why I like them. Because it's not really based off if you're guilty or you're not guilty. So that's a big flaw in the system. And again, just because he was found guilty, don't mean he is guilty. But even if he is, I would have loved to see he's guilty because of X, Y, Z. Then you say, all right, you guilty because of that. She was done wrong. We got the perk. But you still got to have some accountability for that. You still shouldn't be like, all right, guilty, happy, and then holding her up in some high regards. Like she's she did something good. The lying, the manipulation, and all that. What difference is that if it was a white woman doing that? See if he was guilty. Because a lot of us think OJ was guilty, but back in 96, when he was driving the fucking Bronco, well, I was locked up. You had people who on the inside, and obviously the prisoners is rooting for the criminal. You know what I mean? That's just keep it what it is. But then when you come to find out, when you see the millions of documentaries that came out about OJ, you see people in the work office, in the workplace, people that's, oh, but you fucking black. Black people was rooting for him. You may have some pockets of people like that's fucked up, you know, what he might have did, or we know what he did to, you know, to that family. But for the most part, people didn't give a fuck. And you had dead individuals. So you riding when it's convenient and you rooting for the bad guy, like dare I say. But in a case like this, is no accountability. Two women fucking the same man, fucking the same other men, then lying about it, changing the story. So it's just like, it's not satisfying. So my point is, I'm not shocked and amazed when you put the beat on, but I am a little disappointed because it's like, where's the accountability for the lying and, you know, the manipulation? And again, if it was a white woman coming on there saying, you know what I mean, I was shot and this person, you know, we would be looking at it different. We would want to see all of the evidence laid out to be proven to a shadow of a doubt that this is what happened. Without DNA, without residue, without fingerprints, for God, like, damn, like, I didn't have, bro, like, yo, you got to prove that's mine. Like, you just going, you know, now again, if a witness is coming out, but then there was a witness saying this, stories was changed, so who's to be believed? Are we doing a lie detector test, or are we just taking the two people word for it, and that's that? And it just so happens to be that they two women against the dude, and then obviously the bodyguard, he wasn't there. So I just don't really see the joyousness. You know what I mean? You know, well, if he did it again, let's just prove it. I don't cheat, is what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I always thought this is when I, you know, they didn't really know sports was rigged. Now I definitely know that they rigged. When Mike used to get all the calls. Maybe I really didn't like him because I was a New York Knicks fan. Like, it's New York in the house. It's Brooklyn. I'm a New Yorker, so I'm going to go with New York. At least I'm going to root for them in spirit. I'm not going to bet my money on them, at least most times. I'm like, damn, Mike, get all the fucking calls. You can't do nothing to this thing. Always get the calls, and then later on, you know, as you get older, etc., you hear the announcers like, oh yeah, that's the superstar call, and it's this and that, and the rookie, you got to pay your dues. So even though I see you getting fouled, just because you're a rookie, I'm not going to call it. So it's like, damn, it's not fair. And as a man, trust me, I know life is not fair. I just don't really see the happiness of people. You know, you want justice for her as a woman, I get it, ladies and all that shit. But really, it should just be like, we take this, but be quiet. Because she was lying, you know what I mean? Her business is all out there. Her man is mad. And whether that really matters to the everyday person or not, it's not like she's some fucking role model. Like Ice Cube said, I'm not no fucking role model. So we shouldn't be holding that up in high regards. Because I wouldn't want my nieces and my little cousins that's females to just be fucking random dudes and the same dudes that other people is fucking. I wouldn't want that. How about you for your daughters? Right. I mean, this is for people that have a little standards. You know what I mean? This is the basic minimum. And lastly, again, you know, the gun being his and it's not being registered, all that, you got to take accountability, my G. And like I said, when I first heard this shit happen, if he did do this shit, he's a fucking dick. He's an asshole. 22 years, nah, we know people that kill people. Like I said, people that got body. Some of your fucking baby fathers, some of your brothers, some of your cousins, some of your uncles, niggas running the game, kill niggas. Like for fun, like the Ku Klux Klan fun, and we root for them to be free. Like free, like the commercial, like free. You outside with the shirt and all that, wanting the motherfuckers to be free. So it's not the same energy. It's really a blemish for him, for her. Or you was hanging with them, you was fucking both of them, so you know what type of caliber women they was, even though she's a fucking rapper. If you know she fucked two other dudes that this chick didn't fuck, I mean, at this point, it's just an orgy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we just swapping DNA and we just, tonight is you, tomorrow is me. And like Big said, I meet a bitch, fucking bitch, you meet a bitch, fucking bitch. Next thing you know, we all fucking a bitch. Right. We just pass it around like a cold. That's a big line. That's nasty. And then so to have your business out there, of course you mad. Of course you want to gag the motherfucking bloggers and people that's talking about because your business is in the street. But you been put in the street once you was rapping about it. And again, to him, you know, you got the bodyguard with all these rappers going to these different cities and shit. You got to know the lingo. You got to know the law. You got to know what you up against. And when you put yourself in, you know, the wrong company, you know what I mean? Obviously, the people, because people is bringing up he was in the fights before, he was abusing people, or so, whatever his little cases is. She known to get drunk and get violent, beat on one boyfriend or try to attack a boyfriend. So we all could bring up our bad moments and points. And if the camera is rolling on our lives as it is in the eyes of the Lord, he sees everything, even when you know what I mean? We'll all find ourselves drunk, throwing up somewhere, fucking a bitch we shouldn't have been, doing some fuck shit, you know what I mean? Knee deep in the fuck shit, encouraging the fuck shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, you leading the charge. We all gonna be see. So her history ain't that of a saint. You get drunk, you talk crazy, you do what you want sexually. She got a history of that, and the only reason why I bring it up, because people love to, when you're in the court, I know, it's firsthand experience, when you standing there, all they're going to bring up is the bad shit. To paint you as the individual as the lowest of the fucking lowest. So that the people over there sitting in them chairs can hand down, you know what I mean, the verdict that needs to be handed down. They don't make you seem like you're the father of the year. Even if you are, for whatever legal stuff you in there for, that's what's going to be spoke about. Not community service, not money donated, not uncle stuff, not, you know what I mean, not give to the homeless. Whatever you do that's good, that shit won't be brought up unless you bring some people in to testify to that fact of you, to show that you human. And so, again, it's just picking and choosing, and it's just like, what it is. This is what happened. Yeah, we was fucking, ooh, this is what happened. That nigga shot me. You know what I mean? There ain't no residue because he claimed at first we was going to say, you know what I mean, he didn't do it or whatever the case. So he wiped it off or whatever, but with no DNA, no prints or none of that, it's like, damn. This shit crazy. We see people, you know, do way worse shit, and we want them free. They get 10 years. A motherfucker kill a motherfucker right now, you get 8 and a third, 25. You get out in 12 years. I know one person body, 8 and a third, 25, did 12 and a half years, came home, caught another body. I'm gonna have him on the show. Caught another body. 25 again, has some technical difficulties because the system is the system. And I guess they didn't overlap the case. So like I said, I'm going to have the brother, he from Harlem, you know what I mean, older brother, good brother. And even 2 bodies. Good brother, integrity intact. In my eyes, you know what I mean, solid. And the circumstances is the circumstances. We could talk about that when we talk about it. But got out. Got out. 2 bodies. The point is, murder. Oh, but you fucking black. And they'll get off because you just killing each other. You ain't kill no white man, you ain't kill no Asian, you ain't kill no hate crime. So you can get off. And so, you know, when it's like, oh, it was a black, he black too. So it was black. Fragments in the air, drunk, whatever they said to Ricochet. He ain't even, at least Eddie Murphy in Harlem Nights, and I'm being funny, but I'm not. Really blew her fucking pinky toe off. That was the joke. Like, you gonna shoot my pinky toe? Then when you see the scene later, fucking pinky toe gone. She got all her toes, all her extremities. Like Uncle Murder said, next week she was back twerking, yaddy. So that shit ain't really do nothing to her foot. So the thing is, you wasn't damaged like that. It was psychologically, emotionally, maybe, I don't know, I'm not her. 22 years, I don't know. What you think they're gonna give him? What you think is worthy of this type of stupidity? Knowing they always fucking around drinking and can't take the fact that allegedly he was about to get some Kylie Jenner buns. Can't make this shit up. Talk about some other shit. Can't make this shit up like the brother said. How the song start off, the Fat Joe song. We got Tiger and Kylie in the house. We living life. Like, we living life. I still don't know what that got to do with the song, but he like, we got Tiger and Kylie in the house. We living life. You know, he trying to get some buns, some Kardashian buns. These 2 buzzins mad. You know what I mean? Start fighting over some short hairline nigga. Like, it's all fun and jokes to you women that look up to them, and then get the fact that these bitches got money. A lot of y'all is just regular, degular, fitting, you know. You at the mall with me. You at the regular supermarket with me. You at the regular movie theater with me. I'm seeing you all the time. So you can't even fly and do the shit they doing. You hope that you could get that. But chances are you're probably not going to get that. I'm not making fun of it. Everybody can't be, you know, live that lifestyle. But the point is, if they scallywagging and, you know, y'all making fun of the little short leprechaun man, and this is who they dealing with, and who you think you going to have to deal with? What you think y'all doing at the bottom if they sharing all type of the same niggas? You know at the bottom is super crazy.
That's cold-blooded.
That's cold-blooded. Well, let's talk about this other shit, though. You know what I mean? Speaking of prison and all that. So we know Brittany Griner, right? She just got released. They released the Kraken. They let the Russian go, the arms dealer, the murderer. You know what I mean? Dropped bombs like Hiroshima. Killed a couple of people. I'm sure them weapons that, you know, he sold and underhand deal got to the right people, did some pretty fucked up shit to people. I'm sure of it. And, you know, whether you think it's right or not for the swap, I already spoke about that. My views is the same. My stance is the same. So you can go see the other video that I did on Brittany Griner. I want to talk about it in this sense. You know, she did the 9 months over there. And, again, I thought that was excessive. I definitely wasn't wishing that she did 9 years, even though she was ignorant to the law and all of that. That's wild, Russia. Y'all was wilding. Since she been back, obviously she posted that she want to play this season and all that. But the first couple days, a week or two, 10 days, silence since she been back. And what they've been putting out there is that, you know, we got to psyche evaluate her, check her out, and talk with her, counsel her up and all this shit and all that. You know, because it's traumatizing and she did 9 months and, you know, over there in Russia, another country, we got to make sure her psyche and all that's good. And I'm saying, yeah, that sound about right. Because we don't know what was going on there. But, you know, I can raise my hand. I'm sure a lot of people that have been incarcerated, even though you may have done it, you still go through, you know, traumatic things. You still go through trauma and you see shit and you experience shit. And it's wild. Prison is wild. Even though you put yourself there, shit is wild. Some of the shit that I've seen, some of the shit that I experienced is wild, and I'll probably never get over. Never. When I came home, I ain't getting no psyche evaluation. I ain't getting no counselor. I ain't getting no motherfucking help to see if I was suitable to come back into society. You kidding me? Right. I didn't get none of that. Nobody gets that. I did more time than she did. It's people who did more time than she did. It's people that's been raped in prison and beat up by police in prison, put on Medicaid in prison, put on, cabbage diets. I spoke about that. Just imagine eating cabbage for 30 days straight. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whoa. Like Black Rob said, that's whoa. Nigga have a big 6 at the curve, that's whoa. Especially if you got the kid on it, that's whoa. When you eating cabbage for 30 days straight. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You hungry? Oh, you're going to learn today? Yeah, you're going to learn today. And so many other things. You know, you get a parole officer. Here go this cup right here. And you get rules and regulations and you got shit that you got to do. You don't get no motherfucking help. You don't get nobody to help you fill out open up no check-ins account. You know what I mean? How to use no debit card, how to operate the phone, how to do any functions. We don't get none of that. You get released after 25 years of being locked up into the world. Then you get on the train, and you know what I mean? And the chick is swinging back and forth with big double D's in your face. First day, like, wow. This is some of the stuff that is not talked about. But yet, because she was a political prisoner, I get that. Russia used her as a pawn. They seen an opportunity to get one of their mans out. Like, I take too long to come back, send for me. Like, how long he did over here? What, 11 years he did over here? And what the Whalen, Paul Whalen, I think he's been over there for 5 years now, going on 5 years. Russia, you know what I mean? They finagle that out. Here go your player back. Give us our guy back. Give us the shooter back. And obviously it was a bad deal, but it's like they said one, you know, haul or no deal. So obviously you want to, you know, you want to get somebody. I get it. And again, I know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that I was right, yet to fail. So I'm never going to be like, nah, she should have stayed or whatever. But the point is, all the extra shit. You one person, I get it. You was in Russia, and prison is prison. And although the Russian prison may not be like the Mexican prison, et cetera, American prison. You know what I mean? It's still traumatizing. It's still like, oh shit. You know what I mean? It's a whole nother world, whether you guilty or not. Soon as when you going, like right now when he going, and he might have been locked up or not, and people like it's Christmas time. For you motherfuckers that celebrate, shout out to all the Capricorns. You know what I mean? You know we don't celebrate over here. Yeah, you go right in from living one lifestyle to take everything out your pockets. Pat down, strip search, lift your nuts in front of another man, whether he's playing for whatever side, lift your nuts. Oh, then turn around, spread your cheeks, cough, wiggle your hands, you know what I mean? Open your mouth all the way, yeah. And then you go to a cop, you know what I mean? Or some hard ass bed. Yeah, dinners, you might not even get dinner depending on what time you getting motherfucking processed. You know what I mean? You may get a sandwich and some skim milk. Yeah, get ready. Get ready. And it's even harder when you live a certain lifestyle. Like, you know what I mean? Like you want a lifestyle of road to riches and diamond rings, and you eating caviar for breakfast and shit like that. Your coffee is expensive. Like, ooh, this is expensive. Like, you drinking Kalaloo and all that. Now you locked up in L.A., big city of dreams. Everything in L.A. ain't always what it seems. It's crazy. So you don't get no help when you come out. You just got to figure it out on your own. And a lot of people don't. That's why the turnover rate is crazy. And you see people go right back through that revolving door. You know what I mean? Let's get into some other shit, though. You know what I mean? Let's get into some picks real quick. Let's get into the games. Let's talk about some motherfucking sports. Last week, yeah, because the games is tomorrow. It's 3 games Sunday, and then obviously it's the annual NBA games, 5 NBA games. But tomorrow, I believe it's 11 NFL games. Let's get to the picks. Hold on. Wins and losses for the season. All right, last week before we gave our picks out, we was 107.99. You know what I mean? 8 games above 500. The locks, we was 44-38, 6 games above 500. And then for week 15, we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right. 1, 2, 3, 4. We went 10. We went 10 out of 14 last week. Out of the locks though, because that's all that really matters. The games I just be picking. I don't bet on all of the games. I bet on the locks, not from Yonkers. The locks, we had Pittsburgh, we had Philly, 1-1. We had Denver, that's 2. We had, Tennessee lost last week. Damn, yeah, Tennessee lost last week. All right, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4 wrong out of the locks and just 2 right. We had Denver and Pittsburgh, so that makes our record now. Man, that was bad last week. So now we only 46 and 42. Still above 500. And for the channel, we 117. 4 wrong. 103. All right, let's get to the locks. Let's get to the picks first anyway. Sunday fun day, aka Saturday now, because the games is tomorrow. It's always weird to see the football games on Saturday, especially when it's a whole slate like this. But let's see if we can get y'all some money. Let's go. First game, Atlanta at Baltimore. Still no Lamar Jackson. We might have seen the end of him for the season. Like he might be out of here. Fake talking about him going to play for another team. Possibly, maybe, kind of, sort of. I'm sure a lot of teams could use his services. But I think he's going to stay in Baltimore. I think they're going to give him the bag. He not playing this week. Mariota not playing this week. Baltimore minus 6.5. 1 o'clock game. It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. It might even be raining. It's cold out here too in these New York streets. When it's cold outside, I like Atlanta with the 6.5. I think it's going to be a run game. Neither one of these teams really got an aerial offense. It's not like they're going to be airing it out all over the place. They definitely can run the ball, though. So I see them running the ball. Obviously, Baltimore has a more stout defense, but I still think Atlanta could stick around with the 6.5. Pretty much Baltimore haven't been covering the spread, but I think Baltimore will win. Next game, Detroit Lions at the Panthers. Carolina got an outside chance of maybe winning the division. Tom Brady still looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. Then you got the young model joint. This shit crazy. Like, you got the young model joint out here. She's married. This will show you how crazy women can be sometimes. Totally married, right? Out here talking about you in love with Tom Brady, showing up at the game, wearing his jersey. Like, ain't you married to some bobsledder dude, like, from Jamaica? Like, what? This shit is crazy. How the fuck you on social media talking about, you know what I mean? Like, that's your boo-boo. Crazy. Anyway, Carolina got an outside chance. Will they win a division? No, I still think it's going to be Tampa Bay. I think Detroit win this game. It's they minus 2.5. They've been winning. We're going to keep riding with them. Dan Campbell, he got them boys playing for him. They obviously believe Jared Goff more comfortable in the system. And I just think they got more vigor. You know what I mean? Carolina got Sam Darnold. He was trash on the Jets. The Jets was trash. Trash now in Carolina. I just don't really see the wheels turn no other way. I got to go with Detroit. Next game, Buffalo. Josh Allen and boys, slight edge over Kansas City, over Joe Burrow and them, the new Tom Brady, the new poster boy for the NFL. And y'all know this shit is rigged. So you're going to be seeing him a lot in these playoff pictures and in these talks and these talk shows and shit. He's the new dude. He's the new guy, barring he get hurt. Buffalo, though, slight edge at Chicago, given 8.5. Chicago was trash. I believe Justin Fields is going to play. He's definitely showed that he's a dynamic quarterback, something like Lamar, something like Jalen Hurts, something like Mike Vick, you know what I mean? But offensive line is trash. No real offensive weapons. Defense, you traded players for draft picks. You did, you did stuff people looking at like, are you trying to win? Like, because you played to win the game? Or you just having a fire sale. So we really don't know. However, Chicago has been covering them big spreads, and I think they cover this time. I think Buffalo win. I like Chicago to backdoor cover with the 8. The spread is, the over and under is 40.5. So maybe it's 21, 17. I just think it's going to be close. I don't think Buffalo going to blow them out. Next game, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson is back. He been back every week, looking a little better, getting better and better and better and better. The Saints is out of it. Who that said they're going to beat them Saints? No more Drew Brees. No more Drew Brees. He's not walking through that door. They had a fake outside shot, but it's quiet for them too. I think Cleveland win. I think Cleveland going to run the table to finish the season. I don't know if that's going to get them in the playoffs, but I think Deshaun Watson get better and better. On the other hand, like he was in Houston, this is probably the best team he's been on. As far as running backs, defense, and all that, they got a squad. And as he gets better and better, I think they'll continue to win games. So I'm gonna take them -3. I like them strong. Next game, Seattle, Kansas City. Kansas City giving 10. They clinched the division. Andy Reid's in them. This is what they 5th time doing this shit. So this ain't nothing new. They still want to get that #1 spot. Like number 1, 1, because only the #1 team get the bye. Everybody else, challenge. Let's see what you got in this tough football sport. Put your body on the line. Like, you know what I mean? You jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. Put your body on the line and let's see what you can do. 10, they could easily cover. The over and under is 49. Geno Smith, he has been playing good. Obviously, the last few weeks hasn't been good. They've been losing. And then also now you got Tyler Lockett is out for the season. That does matter because now you can focus more on DK Metcalf. The running back is back though, and I think Seattle stays close within the spread. I think Seattle cover the spread. Kansas City will probably win the game. They're gonna win. Kansas City win, but they're not gonna cover. Next, Minnesota Vikings -4. Playing my motherfucking New York Giants. Is New York in the house? Is Brooklyn in the house? Uptown in the house? Shallon, are you in the house? Like, everybody, are you in the house? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It don't cost you nothing. I'm not biased. I know I root for the New York teams in here, but I don't really bet with the New York team. Sometimes I do when I think they got a good chance, and then sometimes I still end up getting burned. Like tonight, Knicks lost to Chicago tonight. Should have known though. They already beat them twice at their place, spanked them. But I'm like, damn, you at home now. You just took a loss the other night. You let Pascal Siakam come drop 52 like he was MJ fadeaway perfect. Couldn't believe that shit. Anyway, Giants just coming off beating Washington Commanders after the tie the following week. Minnesota Vikings was looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. Had to come back from 30 down to beat Matt Ryan and the Indianapolis Colts Jeff Saturday on the Saturday last week. I think I like the Giants with the 4. Vikings, they clinched. They good now. Green Bay can't catch them. Nobody gonna catch them. So they good. They either gonna be number 2 or I think they could fall to number 3. But they good. Giants, they gotta win. They gotta keep winning. They got some more tough games. Let me make sure. I think they play the Cowboys. No, they play the Eagles one more time, and they play the Colts. They gotta win. So I'm going with the Giants. But I think the Giants gonna lose. But I don't think they're gonna lose by 4. Next game. The new Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, Joe Cool, going against the old Tom Brady team, New England Patriots. Patriots is a home dog, getting 3 last week. If you seen the play that New England did, all you could do is laugh because 1, it was some bullshit. 2, it was some bullshit. 3, it was some bullshit. Like, what's the movie? One of the favorite, what is it, 10 Dates or one of them Kirky movies? And she was like, bullshit, 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 bullshit. That shit was bullshit. And for a Bill Belichick coach team, pride themselves on maybe not having the best players, the best talent. Funny how they always won. Oh, this shit is scripted. Not always the best quarterback. Because even though Tom Brady won the most rings, he got the most rings, ultimately, when you're talking sports and the fellas is talking, most people probably would agree that Peyton Manning was better than Tom Brady. And you probably would have started a team with Peyton Manning. Imagine if Peyton Manning was with Belichick, right? They probably would have won 11 championships in a row. Because he was really that dude at the line and calling plays from the scrimmage and all that. But the defense and the coaching and Luke, I am your father, Bill Belichick, that is, always seemed to really beat him. You know what I mean? That's why he didn't get them chips. Always lost in the championship game right before the Super Bowl. Anyway, with sports being rigged or manipulated somehow, some way, we're going to make it up out the hood. Hove reference, Scarface, Bean Siegel. I like New England at home. I think everybody's riding Cincinnati, and they have been playing well. Obviously, Jamar Chase is back. I think this was the 2nd game back last week. Looked better, more in rhythm. And they got a good offense, and the running game is running good as well. The defense is still probably the weakest unit on the team. New England defense obviously the strongest. It's the offense that's a little shaky, a little nervous. But I think after that dumbass play last week, for some reason, when you look at the public right now, just to be clear, we got 75% is rolling with the Bengals minus the 3, and then you got 82% money line, 82% over New England. I'm looking at the CBS Sports app. I like New England. when I see numbers and shit like this, it's like, I like New England. I'll take my chances with them. Next game, Houston at the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans has been hot garbage for the last few weeks. And although they got a good coach, Mike Vrabel, I fuck with Vrabel. They're on a 4-game losing streak. Tannehill is out for the season. They got, I think Willis is in there. They at home. Houston is trash. I like Tennessee to win at home. I think they win, they cover. But I don't think they're going to make the playoff this year. I think it's probably going to be Jacksonville. NFL would love to get the what's been happening. I talked about this on the channel last year and the year before that. Like, you know what I mean, as the season was coming to a close, about all the old quarterbacks being out of here. Matty Ice, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, all of the old quarterbacks of Drew Brees. All of them is out of here. You see, it's really only Brett Favre. I mean, I keep thinking of Brett Favre when I think of Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, who's probably the youngest, him and Matty Ice. Tom Brady, he's the GOAT. He keeps trying to hold on, and the storyline is good for him. But I don't think there's no more storylines. They try to say he going to go to San Francisco next year. He going to go back to New England. Tom Brady's going to retire because I don't think nobody going to want him next year. Unless it's a set, built, stacked team. And maybe so, but he still can't move around. So you just a sitting duck. And this is the age of the new young quarterback. So when you look around the league, you see Joe Burrow, you see obviously Patrick Mahomes, you see Justin Fields, you see Deshaun Watson, you see Lamar Jackson, you see Josh Allen, you see Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence. You see all of the young quarterbacks, you know what I mean, starting to come about, and this is how they're gonna, you know, push the league forward. It's just my take. Anyway, I like Tennessee to win. Next game, you got Washington at San Fran. San Fran, obviously no more Jimmy Garoppolo. They got you know, Brock back there, doing pretty damn decent. PDD, he doing pretty damn decent. I like San Fran to win and cover. The funny aspect about this is that Ron Rivera used to coach for the Panthers when Kristen McCaffrey was on there, so he's, you know, really familiar with the game, his strengths and weaknesses, I'm sure. But now he's on San Fran, and you know, Washington coming off the tie and then a loss to the Giants. Chase Young may come back, but I don't really think that's going to be a factor. I think Jimmy Bolson and boys get at Heineke, and I think San Fran win. Cowboys, Philly, this is going to be the game here. So we thought Jalen Hurts got hurt. So this is how you know this shit is scripted. It'd be too many coincidences. So the first time they played, Cooper Rush was the quarterback. Dak was hurt. Now when they play for the rematch, their starting quarterback is hurt. And even though, what's his name? Minshew, whatever the fuck his name is. He was the starter for Jacksonville. He going to be starting now. Dallas really, they ain't going to win the division. It's only 3 games left. This is the 3rd one. They play the Eagles, Titans, and Commanders. So even if they was to beat them, they would have to win outright. And then they would have to hope Philly lose one more game to the Saints or the Giants. It's possible. You know what I mean? But Philly going to get the #1 seed. So they ain't going to really have to rest during the last game of the season. You can rest on your bye. Certain teams that know they're going to have to play during wild card weekend, they may switch up their game plan in the 9th inning, like, you know what I mean? And rest their players. But anyway, with that being said, Dallas talked a lot of shit last week. Then you came out, you lost to Jacksonville after talking about is Jalen Hurts the MVP of this shit. You lost, they won. Now it's challenge, and yeah, you got it round 2. Challenge. I think Dallas will win. I think Eagles cover with that 4.5. I think whatever his name is, Minshew, I think he keep it close for the Eagles. They run the ball well. Defense is pretty good, and I think they cover the spread with the 4.5. Excuse me. Last game of the night, even though it's games on Sunday. The Las Vegas Raiders, who won that game against the New England Patriots on some dumb, floopity, crazy type play the Pittsburgh Steelers, who was gonna be honoring, Franco you know, immaculate reception, the running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 72 years old, all of a sudden died 3 days, passed away 3 days before the 50th anniversary of the, you know, the Immaculate Conception. And, you know, I'm looking with the side eye, and he was playing the Raiders. Now they playing the Raiders again. That game was against the Raiders, the Oakland Raiders at that time. The Raiders. And so now they playing Sunday Night Football. Pittsburgh is -2. Pittsburgh's gonna win. Pittsburgh's gonna win. Pittsburgh gonna win. Like, fuck everything else. Win, 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 win. Like, you know what I mean? Like, see going down and shit. Guess when I be sitting here too long. We have been rocking for a little while now, but I got time today. Pittsburgh gonna win. They gonna honor the brother. They was doing a ceremony and all that anyway. It just so happened that instead of him being there at the ceremony and, you know, basking in his glory of 50 years ago, the brother has passed. So condolences to the Franco family, to the Pittsburgh family, and everybody that's a black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. You know, for the brother to pass, you know, out of nowhere. Oh, there's another side note too. This is old news, but it's not really old news. Granddaddy IU, he passed December 13th. You know what I mean? A lot of people compared him to Big Daddy Kane and maybe sometimes like a Rakim type of flow. But obviously him and Miss Jones with the Sugar Free and, you know what I mean, Something New, Granddaddy IU, and At the Mall with the Girl, and, you know, I was a fan of his music coming up back then. So 54, died in his sleep. You know what I mean? It just made me think of it, talking about Franco Harris and him dying all suddenly. You know what I mean? It was like he was fine. He was at the museum in Pittsburgh showing some kids, you know, asking him who he was, and, you know, they just show the shit on ESPN and say, damn, he was over there 2 days ago. And I get it. None of us know when we're going to die. None of us know how we're going to die. And just like that, do you ever think about when you out of here, right? Your record deal, video out of here, your Range Rover, Mercedes, Benz, all that shit that you put value on, all that shit's out of here because you're dead. You know, so rest in peace to the Granddaddy IU, and shout outs to, you know, condolences, not shout outs, but condolences to his family, you know, and his loved ones. Because that has slipped my mind. I only really do the show on Fridays or Saturday now. Before I was going hard in the paint, now I'm just on some weekend shit. Like, you know what I mean? It take a lot of energy to get up for this shit. Anyway, I'm going with Philly in the Pittsburgh game. I'm going with Pittsburgh because they definitely going to make it so Pittsburgh can win. That's a lock. We ain't even got to wait till the locks. 3 quick games on Sunday. Obviously, it's the Christmas, so, you know, the NBA is going to be front and center. But they do got 3 NFL games on Sunday. Here go the games right here. 1 o'clock. Green Bay at Miami. Tua Tagovailoa. Last 4 games. LO, like taking that L. Played at Buffalo, played at another cold spot, keep coming up short. Back home now, playing Green Bay. Green Bay beat, who they beat? The Rams? I think they beat the Rams. Who they beat last week? They beat the Rams, and you beat the Bears. Like, teams that's at the bottom, let's pump the brakes. Green Bay getting 3.5. I like Miami to clean. Like, I think they're going to clean Green Bay. I think Miami going to clean Green Bay. I like Miami minus the 3.5. Next game, Denver, no Russ. Baker Mayfield at the LA Rams. LA Rams at home getting 3. They both 4-10, 4-10. There's no real rhyme or reason. They both trash. I like the Rams. They at home. Baker Mayfield 3rd week after hopping off the plane and then just beating the team you got no business beating. That should show you it's rigged too. How the fuck somebody just come off the bus? You even hear the coach like, yo, he just hopped off the bus 10 minutes ago. This is what the coach saying, like, yo, he just hopped off the bus 10 minutes ago, step into the game. All of a sudden, you throwing lobs and bombs and touchdowns and running through the, you know what I mean? Running, doing that Baker Mayfield shit, and you winning the game? Really? Like, oh really? Fuck out of here. Like, we know this shit is scripted and this shit is rigged. And just real quickly, too, because it's my show and I got time today. When I was doing the video about the rigged and shit, Although I am a sore loser, right? You know why I'm a sore fucking loser? Right. Because that's my money, son. Right. Because that's your money, son. And I hate losing money. Who the fuck likes losing money? So, yeah, I'm a sore loser. And I hate being cheated, even though I know that sometimes manipulation, if not riggedness, goes on in the game. But I really was doing that video to point out to the people who still don't believe sporting events and entertainment that it's not rigged or manipulated for the outcomes that the people who's controlling the business is for. The employees. Why you think at your job when you fuck up, you get sent home, you come late, you get docked, you get written up because you're an employee and you're not doing your job right. So you get reprimanded. Why when you think calls is blown and referees don't get fired, people don't get penalized and doxxed and all that? Although some of them make some of the most egregious calls or miss some of the most egregious calls in life. Everybody in the stands seen that. Even Stevie seen that. How the fuck you don't see that? They don't get reprimanded. Why? Because they didn't do nothing wrong. And the employees, and the employers are happy with the job that they're doing. Right now it's making sense. Right. So I wasn't mad. I was mad that I lost, but I'm only really just pointing out the obvious that sports is rigged. It is manipulated for a certain said outcome. No way in hell they get the points fucking right to the exact number. Every time, like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, give me the lotto numbers. They'll probably give you that too because they Vegas. With that being said, I like, in the Denver game, I like the Rams. I think Baker Mayfield, I think they win. Last game of the night, Sunday Night Football, said Tom Brady at Arizona. Arizona is trash at home. They won one game all season at home. I think they got one more. I think this is their last game at home, right? Yeah, this is their last game at home. Then they on the road at the Falcons and the 49ers. I think Tampa Bay winning the cover. The spread is 7.5. You got Shady McCoy. The spread seemed like it's a lot. When you look last week, Brady and them was up, 17 points on said new golden boy, which is Joe Burrow. Then all of a sudden, you got LeBron James syndrome. Not one, not two, not three, 4 fucking turnovers back to back to back. Shit was like a Drake song. Like, you know what I mean? You gonna make me send bottles of Charlemagne, niggas, like back to back. Like, you gonna have to say something now. Like, niggas ditched that to your cousin and you ain't gonna do shit? Like, yo, 4 turnovers back to back to back to back. You lose the game. Come on, bro. Where does that happen at? Not one. Like LeBron sitting there. When he got the 4, when he got the 3, that's when Dwayne started looking a little uncomfortable. Dwayne Wade, that is. And he been looking a little shaky in these news, you know what I mean, cycles a lot lately. But in that particular clip, once LeBron, he's smiling, he happy, he don't got no rings. He like, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Then, Dwayne starts saying, I got 1. This shit is hard. Slow your roll a little bit. LeBron went all the way up to fucking 7 golden rings. Tom Brady turned the ball over 4 fucking times. And the 17-point lead turned into a 41 or 31 ass whipping. Vegas say they favored 7.5. I believe Vegas. I'm going to take Tom Brady, and I like Vegas. Let's get this last Monday night game, and then we're going to get a locks out. Monday Night Football, the Chargers, they still trying to hold on to their playoff lives. They playing Indianapolis. After Indianapolis give up a 30-point lead. So, Matty Ice, that's twice. Once the Tom Brady 25-point lead on February 5th. So that's 25, right? When you write it like that. 2-5, right? 2-5. 2-5 Queens. Shout outs to the 2-5 Queens. The second largest loss in your career? I know they're like, whoever writing this shit for my career, you suck. Like, you know what I mean? You fucking guys suck. I think they lose again. I like the Chargers. Monday Night Football. But I think Indianapolis Colts cover the 4. I think, what is it, Zach Taylor? I think, no, not Zach Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is out for the season. I think he going to get ankle surgery. Let's get to the locks. Not the locks from Yonkers. The locks to get us the winner chicken dinners for Christmas weekend. Even though I don't celebrate. I just celebrate the Capricorn birthdays. I got a lot of Capricorns in the family. And I wrote it down. Where is that? Where the locks at? Here go the locks. Detroit. Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. New England. This shit is scripted. They're going to beat Cincinnati. Tennessee. San Fran and Pittsburgh. Detroit, Cleveland, New England, Tennessee, San Fran, Pittsburgh, Sunday Night Football, Saturday Night Football, Sunday's games. I'm going to give y'all some NBA picks because it's Christmas time, and y'all know the NBA going to be on TV from 12 o'clock all the way to 12 o'clock at night. What's the games? Real quick. Philly at the Knicks. I like the Knicks. Lakers at Dallas. I like Dallas. Milwaukee at Boston. I like Boston. Memphis at Golden State. I like Memphis. And Phoenix at Denver. I like Denver. You know what it is. It's your boy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. That's right. We live. We rolling. We unscripted. We authentic. That feeling. Back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid.